Hi guys, my name is Noor and welcome back to my channel. In this video I am going to do the mid-year Freakout book tag. I really love watching other YouTubers doing this tag and I thought to myself, why not do it? I might be a little bit too late for doing this tag because normally this tag is filmed and produced in June. Well, it's July right now, so I am late on this wagon again with everything. No, but I really wanted to do this video and I think we're still in half of the year, so why not still do it, you know? So the first question is, best book you've read so far? The book I enjoyed reading the most this year has been... this is really a hard question because I have a really good reading year for now. I can't see in the future, but for now I've read some really good books. So I will go with Salt to the Sea by Ruta Serpatis. This book is about 4 young people during World War II and it's a very emotional roller coaster of a book, but I've really enjoyed reading this book. It's, like I said, an emotional roller coaster. I loved it. I also talked about it in my May wrap up, and I think if you saw that video, you could say that I really enjoyed reading it. So it's absolutely a favorite of this year and it's probably the best book I've read this year. The best sequel I've read only one sequel. I am reading The Wicked King. That's the sequel of The Cruel Prince, but I'm not done yet, so this doesn't really count. But the best sequel I've read this year was The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. It is a book in the Truly Devious series. I finished the series also, so I've already read the 3rd book. And yeah, I really enjoyed this series. Yeah, Truly Devious series is was really nice to read. I don't want to spoil or don't want to talk too much about the books in this video because a lot of the books I've already talked about in other videos and I don't want to make this video too long, so yeah, that's why I don't really talk about what the books are about in this video, if that's okay for you guys. Then the next 2 questions are about releases, like a release that came out but haven't read yet, and my most anticipated release of this year. But I am quite new to this whole book thing. I mean, I've been reading for a while now, but I've only discovered BookTube and Book TikTok, which is very new to me, but I really like it. But I discovered this recently, so I have so many books on my TBR that I am not like, I don't really have a lot of information about all the new books that are coming out. I have no idea about the new releases. So yeah, I am just reading my TBR pile, and for at the moment I still need to read so many hype books that I don't even want to think about the new books that are coming out. So I am very sorry, but I can't answer those 2 questions because yeah, still too many books to read. So the 5th question is, what was my biggest disappointment of the year? And I have like 2 books in this category. Yeah. I was checking if I was correct. So the first book is Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. Well, I've already talked about this book in my video with where I talk about the books I DNF'd. Yeah, it was a big disappointment because people were raving about it. Everyone loved this book. I still, like on my other video, people were still saying, oh my god, I love this book, and I'm so sad I didn't. But yeah, I DNF'd it at 70% and it was a bit of a disappointment. And then another disappointment of this year was Finale by Stephanie Garber. And that was the last book in the Caraval series. Caraval got me a little bit more into fantasy, and I really loved the first 2 books. But the 3rd book was really disappointed to me. disappointing to me. I did not like the story, and like the first half of the book I enjoyed, but from there on I was like, wait, what? In my opinion, it took a whole turn, the story, and I was like, not really, I was not having it. It's really weird to explain, but it was a bit of a disappointment since I've loved the first and second book so much. But I think this series will forever be one of my favorites, just because the first and the second book are so good, in my opinion, of course. But yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment. Sixth question is the biggest surprise so far, and that was Be Not Far From Me by Mindy McGinnis. This book is about a girl who got lost in the woods and tries to survive. I really like this book. I went in kind of blank. I knew it was about a girl in the woods, and when you say a woods and a girl and lost, I am in. No, I really like books about woods. I think woods have something mystical, even though if it's not a fantasy or anything. I really love reading about things happening in woods. I don't know why. It might sound very stupid, but yeah, I really like that. And yeah, it was quite a surprise because I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this book. Even on Goodreads, there are not a lot of people I follow on Goodreads who've read that book. So for me, it was a book like I said, I went into it quite blind, not fully, but a bit. I didn't know too much about it, and it really surprised me. I really enjoyed reading this book. I really liked it, and I think I gave that book 4 stars or 4.5 stars. It was quite a quick read. I think I've read it in 2 days, so yeah, it was a big surprise, but really enjoyed it. Then the 7th question is my favorite author. I find this a hard question because I've only read 20 books this year, or half this year, like in the past 6 months. I find it very hard to know who is my favorite author right now, because like I said, I still have to read so many books that all booktubers rave about, that yeah, I really can't pick someone because I've only read 1 or 2 books of the same author. But if I have to choose someone, I would choose Maureen Johnson, because I just love the Trilla Devious series, and did I read all her books in this year, or only 2 books? Whatever, I've read multiple books of this author, so maybe that counts, I don't know. Then the 8th question is my newest fictional crush. Well, I don't get crushes that quickly when I read a book. I don't know why, but if I have to choose, I would choose Julian from the Caraval series. I know I'm a bit cheating because I've only read Finale in this year, but still, I really enjoyed reading about him. Yeah, I think you can say he is my favorite fictional crush. Yeah, no shame. 10th question is a book that made you cry. I have a couple of books, but if I have to choose one, it would be My Dark Vanessa by Kate Russell. This book is really heavy to read. Sometimes I just had to stop reading it and take a break, because I got angry, I got sad, I was like, ugh. It was really a book that let me feel a lot of emotions, but in a good way. I mean, her writing was stunning, and the story, I can't say the story is stunning because it's like a really hard story, and with very, like, it has a lot of trigger warnings. You need to be clear of that if you read that book. But yeah, it was a book that was very well written, and I really enjoyed reading it, and I very much cried while reading it. So yeah, and if an author can do that, then I'm always very impressed, because I don't cry that easy when I read books. So yeah. Then the 11th question is a book that made you happy. For me, I think this is like a a weird answer, but I'm gonna say The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Not because this book is all fluffy and like, ooh, but because it made me happy that I got into fantasy. Because like I said, Caraval got me a little bit into fantasy, but after reading this book, like The Cruel Prince, I am really into fantasy. I've ordered some new fantasy books. Yeah, I really got into the genre more, and I can't wait to get involved in new worlds with new characters, new stories. So yeah, that's why that book made me happy. Then the next question is the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. Well, like I said in another video, I mostly read ebooks and or rent books from the library, but I also decided that I want to get a little book collection for me, myself and I. So I will start in collecting books. That doesn't mean I will not support my local library. I still will go to the library, and I am still going to read ebooks, because how amazing is it that you can lay down in your bed like this and read? Because like with a book, I'm like, it's always so hard when I try to read with a physical book in my bed, because I'm a bit lazy. So I've ordered some books like a week ago, but they haven't arrived yet. But for the books I've bought but not have arrived yet, I think Heartstopper is one of the most beautiful ones of the covers. But yeah, it is cute, and I hope it is cute in real life too, but I am just waiting on the mailman to bring them to my house. And then the last question is, what books do you need to read? This is a hard question because I have a TBR pile that is quite big. It's like 52 books, even more probably. I don't even know. I will definitely not read them all this year. Definitely not. But the books I really want to read this year are a lot of the books that they are talking about on book TikTok, because that's my new obsession. And that's A Court of Thorns and Roses, Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom. I know I haven't read it yet, but I am going to read it, guys. I promise. I ordered them, so they're coming my way. Yeah, that are the books that I really want to read this year. And otherwise, all the books on my TBR pile. That's what I want to read this year. I hope you really enjoyed this video, guys. I know I've been rambling, but it's been a while since I've made a video. I hope you enjoyed this tag, and if you want to do it yourself, then go ahead and put it in the comments down below, because I would love to watch your version of this tag. And if you have any questions, if you have any tips, if you just want to send some love, give this video a thumbs up and put it in the comments down below. And then I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!